For the glutes. So the glutes are arguably the most underappreciated and underworked muscles in today's society. We typically sit for a living, so our glutes go dormant. And if you would like to get your glutes to be pre-primed prior to any kind of activity, this is a great exercise. I will caution you that it's probably not a good exercise to do unless you've gone through the other glute exercises, because those will typically wake the glutes up from a more depressed state. This one is only good if you already know how to fire your glutes pretty well. It keeps them in a good place. All right, so we call this tall kneeling heel squeeze. So what we get you to do is you're going to get into a tall kneeling position, which means on your knees, as tall as you can get. Once you're in the tall kneeling position, then you're going to make sure that your hip and your tailbone is tucking forward. So I'm tucking my tailbone forward. I'm not arching back, I'm just tucking that tailbone like this. So that's going to be the extension component of the Glute Max. The knees are slightly wider than shoulder width, which means that we're going to be getting a slight abduction component. You can even take your knees and try to drag your knees out to the sides as if you're trying to split the mat that you're on. And then the last thing is you take your heels and you put your heels together. And when you take your heels together, that's going to take into consideration the external rotation component of the Glute Max. So again, we have hip extension, hip abduction, and external rotation. So when you do all these three things combined, you should feel a ton of activity going on in those glutes. Tall, kneeling, heel, squeeze.